All right, Andy. It's gameplay time.
It's gameplay time.
I don't know what number it is.
It doesn't matter because Kyle, happy anniversary, dude.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, man. We've been at this for 2 years.
Been doing Legendary Creature podcast, etc. for 2 years.
Yeah. All right. Let's boot this up.
All right.
What do you have for us today?
Okay, so top left-hand corner is me playing Nikya of the Old Ways.
Okay.
So creature spells only, man.
The whole deck.
Whole deck.
Oh, all right. I admire the purity. Okay, and then next to you is Brad with his Sedris, the Traitor King. Pretty old school Alara commander. Reanimation, kind of trying to get the yard filled and comboing off with just a big push to the board, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Tuvasa across from him, right?
Yeah, Tuvasa the Sunlit, kind of a little bit of a Voltron-y type build that Tiff has. Obviously just Enchantress stuff going on. Let's get that Tuvasa big.
Yeah, and then next to her is Eight-and-a-Half-Tails with me piloting it. And it's kind of like a dig your heels in and then get some equipment if you can and strike out. So build a castle and then go out later to try to get some
raiding parties.
Bring the fight. Yeah, bring the fight to the peasants.
All right, dude.
All right, boot it up.
Let's cue it up. Here we go.
Oh, look at this. They're just shuffling some cards still. booting up a life total tracker.
And then Brad comes in with some...
Dude, what time of year did this happen? When people are wearing sweaters?
Yeah, I know. Here we are in the middle of July, and we've got people wearing sweaters on this thing.
All right, so I steal Shaper's Gift on turn one. What a gentle play that is, man. What a gentle turn one.
Yeah, let's go get a sword and make everybody really happy to know that's in your hand.
In my defense, it's a mono white deck. Like, I need to start getting cards out of the thing. So Brad's got Rack the Signet, and then Tiff passes.
You've got stuff going on each turn, dude.
So I need to get lands out of the deck,
Sword
too.
of the Animist. You gotta thin that deck. It's mono white, man.
Yeah.
Turn 3 play for me. Archetype of Aggression.
So we lose Trample, and only you can have
This
it.
one confuses people. I had this recently in another game, and people were like, so you get haste? No.
It's kind of weird, right?
So Brad comes in with another tapped land that gives him life.
And then drops his Lightning Greaves.
And then Tiff comes in. She's missing a forest, dude.
Did somebody start a green game
without green in their hand?
Green in their opening hand.
So you roll in with Eight-and-a-Half-Tails, which you kind of like do different things. Some games you get them out early. Some games hold off a little bit.
I'll hold off because I can't really use his ability, but I really want to get the sword on him and start scooping up some lands.
That makes sense.
So you push it into Brad.
So Brad's got that higher life total.
And yeah, dude, by default, he's
send some aggression his way.
Yeah,
the archetype of aggression. And Tiff's jammed up. She didn't get that forest.
She missed a play.
Oh no, dude!
All right, so Sword of the Animist, Sword of the Anime, and I'm coming in, dude. Let's just. All right, you just. Block.
Why, thanks. I'll draw a card.
Well, fine, dude. I'll get a land. How about that?
Whatever. Dude, big turn here, dude.
There she is.
Nikya of the Old Ways.
There she is. Do you know what someone's saying that, like, in the book? Were you telling me this? That it's pretty obvious that she wasn't a centaur. It
was a late decision to, like, just make her an actual centaur.
They hadn't looked at the art first. Is it me? It's gonna be me, isn't it? I knew it.
Dude, you're open. I know that you're laying a foundation.
Yeah,
I need to get inside before.
I have a feeling that we're
see what the floor plan is.
Falling into it. All right, so he's got Sedris out.
Oh, is he gonna hit with Sedris, dude?
I don't think he wants any more combat from you or me.
So maybe he just holds up with.
He's not including Tiff in the fun.
All right.
I think she
So she does get her green source, but it comes in tapped.
Ugh, man.
Ooh, well, Tiff's a little bit slow.
See, I always make sure none of my planes come in tapped. I don't know why everyone...
That's a good choice. Like, why the fuck would you choose land
story circle? And I name white because, yeah, Eight-and-a-Half-Tails can change a permanent to white, and then I can use the mana on this to just make myself protected from that permanent. So kind of a pillow fort, a really expensive one.
That seems to work well.
Yeah, mana intensive one. All right, let me grab some more land really quick.
So Tiff takes a hit because my commander and Brad's commanders are
you guys are
bigger.
A bit too tall for me.
Oh boy, what am I gonna do with all this mana?
Yeah, welcome to... So 2 lands get tapped. Perforos
comes in.
Comes for a visit.
Guess what? There's over 60 creatures in this deck.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like a win condition. And here it begins. Dude, that thing is dope.
Dude, the Sunder Shaman.
For you, yeah, that's
coming
awesome.
in like a wrecking ball, dude.
Okay, so we take some burn. Oh, that's not good for me.
Yeah, so I'm excited for people to cast their non-creature spells.
Yeah, and I'm not, because it's mostly like equipment and enchantments in my hand.
The Heartwood Storyteller is dope, and I think, it's nice to get that extra card draw. It's a little bit like revving the motorcycle a little bit, letting other people get it. So now you've got decisions with your combat. Let's turn it white, dude.
Yeah, I guess
Story circle it.
Nerf it.
So Brad comes in with the Flayer of the Hatebound.
This is bad.
This is not good when somebody's going to be playing stuff out of the graveyard like Sedris is going to do.
You know, Sedris has been the best pillow fort in this game, man. No one's
Nobody goes his way.
Because he's a 5/5.
Oh, look, with that green mana, now you can cast your commander.
All right, well, she's finally here.
So Tuvasa brings her beam of sunshine.
She ends up discarding a Beast Within, it looks like, because she's missed too many land drop. So getting the trials. Yeah, just in time, too. Because you know who needs to get talked to, dude?
But I'm drawing a card before that happens.
Yeah, everyone else is drawing, too. But let me just have him have a conversation with Perforos really quick.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Yeah, good night. Good night.
So no damage from Perforos this time around the table.
You violated the law. Stop right there, you criminal scum. Okay, so put the sword on. You know, the one I nabbed like turns ago.
Yeah, this forever ago. But now you're protected from red, right?
And now I'm just not going to attack because I want to block some of your junk.
This is a big deal. I was anxious to get the Scavenging Ooze, but it doesn't get my Perforos trigger.
And Perforos farts. Patron of the Orochi. Oh, what's Perforos going to do? Nothing, because he's in jail. Get out of here.
This Patron of the Orochi is like I don't know, it's kind of cool, but Seedborn Muse does better for sure.
Yeah.
So I send Nikya at Tiff and the Sunder Shaman at you.
Yeah, you want to start picking off some of my enchants and artifacts.
Yeah, that's the hope. But you go ahead and block, so I use Perforos' activated ability to get them bigger.
Oh,
with the archetype of aggression, I've got trample.
Wow,
so I can get the damage
sword
in.
Lasted a whole lot of never.
Yeah, so destroyed. But I hate it so much, Andy, that I gotta activate the Scavenging Ooze to target your sword. And exile that shit, dude!
I can't believe it. It's not even that big of a deal.
It's really not that big of a deal, but you know what? It's a sword of X and X.
Yeah, sword of X and Y.
X and Y. Yes, we miss a Heartwood Storyteller.
I think you and I were arguing here, and he
Brad's
just
like,
quietly resolves some spells without telling us, and you missed the triggers. I was like, did you really have to exile it? I mean, can you just...
It's like, yes, Andy.
So now both of his creatures are behind a hexproof wall.
Yeah, no targeting either of them.
All right, Tiff, copy my style. Putting the sword of the anime on hers.
Let's draw cards, dude.
And we draw... Where is she
So
going?
she and I had a little chat. I was like, I'll let you in, Tiff.
You really did, huh?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you deserve it. Go get some land, dude.
Dude, look at you, man.
I am
charitable
kind.
Commander player. Yeah. All right, activate again.
So
and get back in solitary confinement.
Dude, don't you know he's a god?
A puny god.
So Tiff takes another hit. She's racking up a little bit of...
I mean, I have nowhere else to go.
A couple different people, huh?
Yeah, I really wish I could have drawn a card off that. That would have been pretty cool, but somebody got rid of my swords. Nullstorm Gargoyle. Whenever the first non-creature spell is played... Oh, can you... Wow, that's really good for your deck, Kyle.
But Perforos wasn't triggered.
Still Hellkite. Dude, you are cruising.
I've got a little bit of mana available to me.
Crazy.
And then I can use the patron, activate it to untap all those forests. You're welcome, Tiff. You're welcome.
God. See, I forgot to put forests in my deck, dude.
Yeah, that would have helped. The patron of the Orochi would have helped you.
I should have.
So this makes combat complicated because you now can turn all this shit white.
Yeah, so you go into combat, I basically empty Storyteller and 8.5-Tails on the number of targets I need to stop the damage.
I think you let one of them get through, if I recall.
Oh yeah, I don't have enough.
And so I decided to pump them up with Perforos and get a little bit of damage in.
And you have plenty of mana to spare, too.
Oh yeah, dude.
That is crazy.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, look at that. You didn't even use it all.
A Nullstone Gargoyle.
Counters a
Steel
Demir
Elkite.
Signet.
So Brad kind of walked into this one because he wasn't paying attention to the Nullstone
our first
Gargoyle.
non-creature gets countered, and all of your opponents draw all of their opponents draw a card because of what you've got set up.
Yeah, so it's just like that kind of jammed up Brad there.
Oh,
like,
that was his whole turn?
That was his turn. He didn't,
I thought he was trying to get around it.
He was trying to get around it, is what we all thought, but he just kind of walked into it. But Tiff knows what she's doing here. So
Eats a Krosan Grip.
Eats a Krosan Grip and casts the Path to Exile.
I mean, she could have ordered that however she wanted, huh?
Sure, it fit either way, so.
And then a Monk Idealist.
Because she's had to ditch cards with cleanup steps.
Are you going to be petty here? What are you going to do? So you scavenging ooze, and you want to know what's in there.
I'm like, what do you got in your yard there, Tiff?
Both for 1 green. Dude, activated ability Tribal.
It's pretty dope. So she casts a Monk Idealist and gets nothing out of it.
You can see she's annoyed. She like,
I'm attacking Andy because you did that.
Because Kyle's.
And then, I get to help. I'm like, you know what? I'll help you out. You can untap your commander now.
God, I wish I put more green creatures in my deck.
Yeah. 8.5-Tails should just be turning stuff into green creatures instead.
So I'm kind of getting nervous about your ability to peel all my artifacts or enchantments with that Steel Hellkite.
Yeah, seeing as there's no flying at the table, I kind of have my choice of where to go, so that's probably a good pick.
Yeah, let's get that Stonehewer Giant out. Let me go get my Sword of X and A and B.
Ugh. And at this point, I'm just like, I need the Scavenging Ooze to be bigger, so I exile my own creatures to make it bigger and gain some life.
Huh. I like that play.
Normally I wouldn't like to attack with the Patron of the Orochi, but I'm like, I have to force Andy's hand.
Yeah. And I know that thing needs to go, so rather than just using the enchant to take the damage on my face, I try to grab the opportunity to...
Yeah, so
I really don't want to lose him, so I make him protected from white and make the snake monster thing white.
Yeah, allowing the Stonehewer to stay, but you've assigned enough damage.
Hey Kyle, it's a white snake.
But I have enough mana to sink 6 activations into Perforos.
So then I have to kind of change my plan and include
Nikya.
Yeah, because I'm going to take some damage from this, so I just kind of give it to the rest.
Yeah,
of
and with the Archetype of Aggression, I've got Trample. So anything that's going through is.
I've never seen Perforos' ability get activated that much, but when you have all of the mana in the world,
it's pretty dope, dude. Activated Tribal. Ooh, Massacre Wormer's never fun to see at the table, dude.
Let me just. Yep. You know what I should have done? I should have picked a commander with more toughness.
You really should have.
I don't know.
What a fucking
I'm beginning
idiot.
to see I'm beginning to see what I've done wrong here. So Return to Dust. So
she main phases it.
Okay, get out of here. And yeah, all right.
You gotta get in, dude.
And then I remember it's exiled and just put it out off the field.
Tuvasa's coming back because she's having trouble sticking, dude.
Yeah, I think that those were smart targets for her. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it takes
she does
you
need
off
to
of having to
damage
deal
me.
with Perforos.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if she has hexproof or not for her commander in her hand or not. So I'll drop mine on the Steel Hill. I really don't want it coming over here.
Yeah, like I literally did not get a hit in.
Like at this point, I mean, I do have potential tutors later with the
with the Stonehewer Giant.
So I really like this card.
Okay.
It's got Shadow, and when it connects, it destroys an enchantment. So it's kind of a It's a pretty good thing to strap equipment to.
Considering there's an Enchantress deck there.
Your Grace.
So, Protector of the Crown
Yep.
comes in, gives you Monarch, right?
Yeah.
But also it's going to take the damage from...
Yeah. There's effects like this that are cheaper mana-wise, but that Monarch, like, I'm just desperate for the card draw, so this way I can kind of revert some of the damage into it.
Okay, so you send the Stonehewer Giant at me and then activate it while you're attacking.
Yeah, since it has vigilance, you can kind of get it into combat first and then go in.
And the target was the Sword of the Feast and Famine.
Yeah,
so
and you're not going to block with that anyway because you really are trying to keep Brad in check.
Yeah, I'm holding...
There's just no way
yeah,
you're gonna
like
give that
Brad's
up.
just not developing stuff into his yard because I've got that ooze.
Sword's really good for 8.5-Tails because you find yourself really dedicated to keeping your mana up to activate his ability to respond to people's removal or whatever. So that out of all the swords, if you're ever going to build an 8.5 deck, like that one's really good for it. And then my Spires flips right away.
And you've got an emblem from Gideon now so that you kind of are a little deeper in your ability
Yeah,
to
I'm
stay
at
in the
13
game.
life, so now like all I really have to do is keep the damage off of Gideon, and I'm a little safer in a convoluted way. Sakura Tribe Elder and a Chameleon Colossus.
Chameleon Colossus is actually really great for Nikya because
Well, look at
there's
that
so much
activated.
mana to
Yeah.
sink into it to just double and double. It's exponential and it's awesome. But I did get a little undone.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh god.
So he soulbinds the Massacre Worm to the Deadeye
And
Navigator.
then you kind of see the writing on the wall. So let me do this Sakura Tribe Elder, and then he does it again.
So he's trying to get at my necrotic, or get at the ooze, so that the scavenging ooze, so that I can't manage his yard. But I activate and get rid of my own creatures again, just to keep it above the Massacre Worm.
Yeah, because you need creatures to get the +1/+1 counter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I also hit the Chameleon Colossus to keep it in play, so Brad just can't wipe out as much of my stuff as he was hoping
mana
to.
in the world, dude. Look how desperate he was to get that.
Yeah, I mean, it
scavenging
holds him in
ooze. What's
check.
he
Like
planning?
he wants to unearth stuff with his
Yeah, he hasn't
commander,
found
and
any
he
of
just
his
can't.
like self-mill or anything. And then Tuvasa's back in.
And we were like, whoa, 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 whoa! He's gonna just blink it again. What are you doing?
And she's like, "This is what I'm doing."
I'm like, well, never mind. We're just gonna mansplain to you, Tiff.
Yeah, she's. All right, so okay.
So there goes
Beam me
Gideon,
up,
the
Scotty.
ooze, and she's a little bent out of shape with what I did to her with the ooze, I think. And then takes the Massacre Worm.
Endless Horizons. I think I just grabbed the rest. At this point, I have enough where I'm not really worried if somebody removes it.
Yeah, so a dynamic with this game, you and I both were actually drawing a lot of lands.
Suddenly, I captured a lot of ramp here. Marble Diamond and the Mind Stone. But let's go in again.
Yeah, so Stonehewer Giant, and then activate as attacking.
Yeah. I don't think we have to go through it because you have green, and I have the sword, so it's just like
Yeah,
we just
I can't
kinda
block.
shortcut through all that. Let me sip on some of that life.
That brings you back up a little
And
bit,
it looks
dude.
like you discard a land. Dude, that's like discarding 2 lands for your deck. That's the last mistake you'll ever make.
It really is, right? But
And
I
then
probably had
re-resolve
6 other.
the tails.
Okay, so you're back in to get yourself protection, and you've got plenty of mana to do sink
Yeah.
into the activations.
Right. Yeah. Got my self-hating Naruto back in.
I've been picked apart pretty badly at this point, and so I just kind of sit there thinking like, well, I've got a Chameleon Colossus that I can rev up if I need to block anything big.
So he's gonna soul bond a Sepulchral Primordial, and I'm just disgusted with the thought of that. So I drop the Scavenger Grounds and nuke everybody's.
Yeah, so he has no options. Then he was jazzed about this. He's like, I suckered you into it,
Yeah,
buried alive.
He was pretty vocal about how much of a bitch I was for doing that.
So he gets the Kelpie, the Sire of Insanity, and Shealdred into his yard.
Yeah, he's starting to get things put into place. All right, so Ghostly Prison. exploration.
So that's a little late to the party for this, but
you know, it increases the size. It's Tuvasa.
Yeah, Tuvasa's getting
Another
bigger.
Equip. What else she got? Okay, aqueous form.
So this is a big deal for Tuvasa because now she can just get in.
Swing in, right. And then what? Oh, Christ. So how big is it now?
You're in a good position because she doesn't have hexproof and you're like, I have the spires.
Yeah, I have the spires. Don't even bother with that. Like, oh, don't even bother me. Oh, dude.
That was disorienting. That hit was so big.
His camera shake.
Brad takes this huge hit from Tuvasa. So
disable camera shake?
He's you try to hard cast the Sword of Light and Shadow.
Yeah.
And Tiff's like,
she negates it.
No.
I mean, come on. It's not even that big of a deal. I've been, like, I don't even have anything in the graveyard. I just want something protected from white. Like, permanently. So I have to stop sinking the mana at this point. And black would be nice, I guess, for some of Brad's stuff.
So you put your Sword of the Animist over on your Stonehewer.
Yeah, and then I gotta get at that thing.
Yeah,
like,
the Flare of the Hate
I know what's coming
problem.
next. It's a good thing I captured some mana early. Damn, mana lands.
So you send the Stonehewer Giant Brad's way and pull out the Black Blade Reforged.
He gives us the Deadeye with it. Like, that's how much he wants. This is telling. Like, I know something's coming now. I'm like, all right, we're fucked. Like, he wouldn't even block.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna put the flare in front of it. So I put out the Dragon Mage, and the Seedborn Muse is kind of not hugely useful at this point. I have so much land, I don't really need to untap.
Did you know there's only 4 Dragon Wizards in the game, and that's one of them?
Ooh, and the rest of them are Niv Mizzet.
Yep, Niv Mizzet's the other 3.
So I'm like, I know how 8.5-Tails goes, that it's got to be a team effort. So I send my stuff making you try to use your resources to stop what's going on.
Get off me, dude. Look what he's gonna do.
So Nikaya's white hits into the protector
block.
and you send the Chameleon Colossus out. At this point, I think I could have had the Chameleon Colossus up to like a 64, 60.
Yeah, and I had to use the spires on that for sure. Look what's happening.
I think we might be in trouble, Andy. Sedris with half the library in the graveyard.
Yeah, so he's measuring it out, dumps it in, activates his Unearth ability to bring Balthor the Defiled. Oh so God. I guess that was in that chunk.
Yeah, so in the Traumatized, Balthor was there.
He burns away. I mean, I'm just like, I have nothing else to do with my mana. I'm like, whatever, let's just make him white.
Protected from white.
This is protected from white.
So then Balthor can activate. He's got the 3 black available to do this. And let's find out what's in his yard, dude.
It's over, dude.
Oh my God. He just starts dumping
emptying
stuff in.
Creatures. So every one of these is gonna basically have like a Warstorm Surge type effect.
Yeah, so the Flare of the Hatebound has so many triggers here, Andy.
Yeah, see, this game is a exercise of...
So he hits the Protector with the first trigger on Flare, and then after that, he hits you for a bunch of damage, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter, dude. We're done. So we focused each other a lot during this game, right? Like, wouldn't you say that? Like,
yeah, I would say we did.
Like,
I would say we did.
But what do you do? Like, the problem with my deck is that if you walk away from it and don't throw combat and don't challenge my mana, like, you're not gonna have an opportunity to get my life total again.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, Nikya needs to challenge the resources that 8.5-Tails has. And yeah, we ended up in this position where Brad has this turn that just absolutely swings his direction because we haven't challenged him at all. Like, Tiff got in a really sweet hit, but it wasn't quite enough to push him out of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it's a very interesting, like, illustration of resource usage because it requires multiple players' resources to challenge 8.5-Tails a little bit.
Yeah,
even as good of a game as I had with Nikya, right? Like, it was going pretty well.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool game. I don't know. I want to kind of think think about Eight-and-a-Half-Tails' future after watching this godforsaken game.
You're just like, I'm locking people down, but I'm not quite getting there.
Dude, I really should have put more forests in that deck.